Hey guys, I wanted to talk to you about my 1955 South Bend lathe. I've had it here. I'm sure you've seen it in some of the videos, and it's getting ready to go on to its next owner, but it has an interesting history, and I'd like to talk to you guys about it for a minute. So stick around and let me tell you a little bit about it. You guys, this is my 9-inch South Bend lathe. It's the 9A model with the gearbox, made in 1954, and I've made some upgrades to it, a quick change tool post. And basically, this is, besides the quick change tool post, it's pretty much in the form that I got it years ago. And I want to kind of tell you the story of this lathe because it's pretty interesting. All right, let me tell you about this guy. So this guy is John Scharle, and he is the original owner of this South Bend lathe. He bought it new in 1954, and he was a Henderson Motorcycle Enthusiast. And kind of a pretty well-known guy. Obviously, there's an article in Antique Motorcycle Magazine about him. And so he was the original owner and very excited to have the South Bend lathe. So here's the whole story about him. But here's what's interesting. Right here in the article, it talks about his shop was outfitted with the best tools and equipment, including a South Bend lathe, which I thought that was pretty cool. So here's some of his shop there. And he's a pretty well-known guy in that circle, as what I've been told. So digging through some of the paperwork, I found this shot, and there's a picture of the lathe set up in his workshop in 1960. So it's pretty cool. I love having the provenance to this lathe, and let me show you some of the other stuff that came with it when I bought it. So with all the other provenance in the lathe, he sent me, he had with it the original catalog, and you can see he had pinned it here to the page so he could go over the specifics, and I think that's really cool. Bunch of that, and then the original attachment catalog, extra catalogs, and then, so he sold the lathe into the 70s to a guy named Clifford, and Clifford, he lives near me, and he was a pilot for the Navy. So they wrote, and this is so interesting, they actually kept all the letters corresponding back and forth about selling the lathe. Also, he bought his 1947 Henderson motorcycle, and I found that actual motorcycle online, and the guy who owns it now, which is pretty cool. And so every letter back and forth, really cool to see and have all this where it came from. And here's the original photos and even the negatives where he developed the film himself. So that's awesome. And here's the original sales receipt, $427 for it in 1954. So, or excuse me, 55. So really, really cool, man. And I noticed that he went back and bought a bunch of accessories. So, and spent another $111, which, so it rings true. Even in 1955, the lathe is the cheap part, and the accessories and tooling is the most expensive part. So I guess that's something that's, been true as long as time is told. But every time he bought new stuff, he saved it. And then here's the history. So Clifford ended up dying in a motorcycle accident. He crashed and died. And so the 1947 Henderson and this lathe both went to auction together. Well, in 2003, it was bought by Bob Sheely, and then he had it until he died, and then I bought it from his wife. Super nice lady. So it's pretty cool. It's got the whole history of that and everything he bought. And I tell you what, it's just amazing that they kept all these records, and then some manuals. And this is one thing that I thought was really cool. So Clifford, before he died, the bench that you see, let me shoot a photo in here. So this is the bench that Clifford made. And let me show you his drawings when he made this bench. He was a Navy pilot, so he drew all this at his, obviously at work, because it's on the back of the Silver Eagles convention reunion paperwork, which I thought was cool. And I just love all the provenance to this, and I might be able to put some stills or something in a Google Drive where you guys could go and read it, because it's pretty interesting just to see these guys talking about machining back in the 1970s and about South Bend lathes and giving him advice on what he should look for and what he should, buy, and just really cool stuff. And I just felt like I should take a moment and kind of just document this, because this lathe, unfortunately, I'm selling it. It's going down the road to the next caretaker. I feel like I've done a good job maintaining it, and even making it a little bit better than it was. So that's it. I guess that's all I have to say. Let me know what you guys think, and if I'll try to get some stills and upload them somewhere. Have a great day.